Just imagine, you're a wolf. Not a werewolf who turns into a monster on a full moon and then drinks a cappuccino at Starbucks. No, you're a real wolf. Gray fur, a cold snout, a howl that makes the neighborhood call the police. Then, out of nowhere, you receive a fancy golden invitation to join an exclusive werewolf club. Sounds like the party of the year, right? But, my friend, let me tell you, it was the biggest thing of my furry life. It all started when I arrived at the club's door. I was all excited, with my tail wagging like a ceiling fan on turbo mode. Then comes the security guard, a werewolf in a designer suit and a perfume that felt like a punch in the face. He looks me up and down and says, "Excuse me, sir, but this is only for transformed members." I blinked. Transformed? Dude, I'm a wolf 24/7. I'm not going to turn human to pay bills. I had to spend half an hour explaining that it wasn't a poorly made cosplay. In the end, he let me in, but with a look on his face like he was doing me a favor. Inside, things were on a whole other level. Chandeliers shining, werewolves dancing with colorful drinks, and electronic music that sounded like a howl remixed by David Guetta. I thought, okay, I'll fit in. But man, being a real wolf in that place was like being the only one without a costume at a costume party. Everyone looked at me like I was a stray dog who invaded the pedigree. A werewolf in high heels and fake nails even asked me, "Wow, are you like a wild wolf? How exotic." Exotic. I'm from the forest, not the zoo, honey. Then came dinner time. I was starving, dreaming of a juicy deer or at least a little bunny. But what did they serve? Tofu carpaccio with cranberry sauce. Tofu! I'm a carnivore, guys! I tried to hide it, but when I saw that green plate, my stomach howled louder than I did. Everyone stopped to look at me. A werewolf with a monocle even dropped his fork. I had to improvise and pretend I was on a diet. A wolf's diet is to run 10 kilometers after prey, not eat gourmet salad. The worst was yet to come. The time for the ceremonial transformation. At the club, everyone was putting on a little show, like turning into a werewolf in front of an audience with flashing lights. They were showing off their shining claws and gelled hair. Then it was my turn. I went up on stage, everyone was expecting a show, and nothing. I'm already a wolf. What was I going to do? Do a pirouette? Howling the opening of Game of Thrones? I tried to improvise a dramatic bark, but someone yelled, "That's a German Shepherd in disguise!" Dude, I almost bit the microphone in anger. After that, I went to the corner to try to recover from the embarrassment. Then a trendy werewolf, with a moon tattoo and wire-framed glasses, came to give me a tip. "You know, you should invest in a personal stylist. This forest wolf look is kind of outdated." Outdated? My fur is 100% natural without chemical straightening. I tried to explain that I don't need clothes because, you know, I am a wolf. But he just handed me a card from a cosmetic metamorphosis specialist. I swear I wanted to dig a hole and bury myself right there. At the end of the night, there was a howling contest. I thought, now is my time. I went up on stage and let out a howl that echoed all the way to the moon. The kind that makes birds fall out of trees. Total silence. Then a werewolf with a nose piercing said, "Wow, that's a bit of a rustic vibe." Rustic? My howl is a natural heritage. But for them, the winner was a guy who howled a version of Lady Gaga's Shallow. I gave up. I left the club with my tail between my legs, literally. As I walked back into the forest, I thought, okay, werewolves can have their fancy clubs, their expensive drinks, and their pop howls. But me, I have the freedom of the forest, the wind in my fur, and the moon is my only boss. Being a real wolf may not be glamorous, but man, it's the best hardship ever.